Potential new front dashboard leak? Yep. New external shots? Yep, that as well. New wheels? Yeah, it could be true. Essentially, another week brings another wave of Project Highland news, and of course, it wouldn't be complete without Tesla Model 3 prototype sighting. But what's new here? Tesla is dangling the carrot repeatedly. We just really want to know the final details. Like yesterday, am I right? At least they're not trolling us like the Ford Cybertruck rap here. I wouldn't pass it by the Tesla team or Elon Musk if they have something similar up their sleeve. The reality is, these Tesla Model 3 refresh rumours, known as Project Highland, are really starting to come thick and fast now as we approach the speculated production and delivery dates. Spoiler alert, it's not far off at all if it comes true. More on that later. This brings me to today's video. Whether you've been following the rumours one by one on Twitter, or if you're completely none the wiser but want to know all the deets, this video will detail every meaningful rumour, including those dreamy upgrades waiting in the wings. Do take this with a pinch of salt, as nothing is confirmed by Tesla as of yet for Project Highland. However, this is your 10-minute-ish summary of all the leaks, plus my insight to get you informed and hyped for what we could expect on the horizon. So before I kickstart the video, hello, I'm Adam Wellinformed, and I would appreciate it if you could just drop the video a cheeky like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Right, time to commence the info drop. To kickstart things, let's start with the obvious, the looks. Frankly, there have been multiple rumours on the matter, and at times even conflicting, which isn't helpful when trying to piece together common ground on what the end product could be like. So, what are both extremes on the rumours and leaks? Plus, what do I think the middle ground is here? Well, on one side the argument is the Project Highland Model 3 will be slightly longer than at present and become more Model S-esque. Bit of a tongue twister that, including the introduction of a hatchback trunk/boot depending where you are. Personally, as far as the rumours go, I'll be as blunt as possible here. I think this is nothing more than wishful thinking. So what is the alternative and what's already being tested right under our noses? Well, this is the existing shape/design. However, there are some new additions. We should expect changes to the front bumper, new alloy wheels, changes to the headlights, and possibly the rear lights, rounded off by the new rear end. These publicly taken images of these Model 3 prototypes have all been different, as if they are focusing on testing with different parts/designs bolted on, which naturally keeps us lot guessing. However, we've seen some duplication where the covers are being placed, such as the front bumper and headlight design, and the rear end. We've actually seen new wheels crop up a few times too, and just recently an off-wheel shot, which is particularly interesting. What do you think to these newer wheels compared to the current wheels? Big W or Big L? Plus, we may even get a camera on the front bumper to enhance the existing parking assist feature, as you can see by this image. Do you think this is a camera bump too? Ultimately, if Project Highland takes a fresh lick of paint design approach, it will still look incredibly familiar, but it will introduce a more straight and edgy design style, especially along the front bumper, and the end result could look something similar to this fan-made mock-up. Not turning the design on its head, but still something fresh. Based on what we've seen, I'm aligned to expecting the final product to look something similar to this, but also being slightly longer, potentially even wider than the current Tesla Model 3. The reasons for my suspicions here will have greater credibility when we look at the interior changes. That said, we must remember that none of these publicly taken Tesla photos are truly representative of the final product. After all, it's testing for a reason. When it comes to new batteries and longer range, there has been one consistent rumour. That one rumour comes in conjunction with some new breaking news. Did you know CATL, the global leading battery manufacturer, has conveniently got a new product launch conference on the 16th of August? That one repeated rumour is that the new Model 3 will have a new CATL battery. Now, I've discussed in depth about the potential inclusion of this new battery before, so much so that I think it could actually simplify the Model 3 range from 3 trims to 2. Check out the video on the screen now for the full breakdown. However, to summarise, the basic rear-wheel drive version will be upgraded from a 60 kWh battery to 66 kWh using the Ninja Era M3P new lithium iron phosphate battery provided by CATL. This newly announced CATL conference could just be a coincidence, or it could be revealing this new battery technology and how Tesla will be one of the first customers to utilise this new technology. And to reiterate, this is pure speculation on my part, and I could be well off the mark. But it would also be a great announcement to secure backing from the world's leading EV producer, and a proof of concept for the provider. The anticipated range for the refreshed Model 3 with the M3P battery was speculated to be as high as 600 kilometers to 700 kilometers, and that's 372 to 434 miles, but in the less representative CLC range metric used in China. The difference between the range quoted on the existing rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 today is 20% between the EPA and CLTC. So if we lowered that rumoured CLTC range by 20%, we'll get between 300 and 347 miles EPA, roughly speaking. Now, the rumours circulating around the interior changes are vast and wild. So much so, I wouldn't put my life on the line for many of them. I think the rumour that holds the most weight for me is that the wheel will be stalkless, just like the Model S and X at present. And this drone shot has already drilled up some support on Twitter. It's quite hard to see, but Tesla just has form for deleting parts that they can do without. We also have this brand new shot of the front dash insert claiming to be the successor to the present front dashboard. So the new one on the left and the old one on the right. This was rumoured months ago. However, the rumour back then was that the wooden trim would be replaced by something more aesthetically pleasing, with the speculation being that it would be Alcantara. However, this closer up shot suggests it may not be that at all. It looks like some sort of fabric or vegan leather to me, potentially to match the new seats. If it is vegan leather to match the seats, is this to match the perforated front seats as a complement for ventilated seats? This is a long shot again, but ventilated seats are already in the Model S and X, so it's naturally one of them wishful thinking rumours, which I'd love to see, but I fully understand why it may not materialise. But then again, I did just say it would match this perforated dash look. What do you think? Finally, I just want to address the size of this dashboard insert. Is it me, or does it not only look wider, but longer? Maybe it's just the angle of the photo, but if it's true, maybe we should expect the exterior size to be longer and wider as per my original prediction. You can't deny this is wider and longer, and there's no room to absorb that within the existing setup. The only upset to this theory would be that this insert is actually not for the Model 3 and we're just being trolled, for which we mustn't discard as a reality. Will we see a yoke steering wheel or a bigger screen? I can see the yoke steering wheel as an option if we get the stalkless approach, but the bigger screen is not really essential. A new audio system has also been thrown around too. Maybe a rear screen is introduced, but I remain grounded in the changes and we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The truth is generally in the middle somewhere. So to round up the rumours, when is Project Highland being delivered and how much will it retail for where you are? Good question. You think I know? Hell no. But if this post by Liuwen_52, but then retweeted by Ray for Tesla, alleging that the mass production is expected to begin next month, we would then anticipate a delivery come start of October at an estimated price of around 200,000 yuan, which is around $27,700 at current exchange rates. Tesla historically releases the next year's iteration of each model in Q4, so this would have some weight to it indeed. For example, the 2023 iteration of the Model Y was available in Q4 2022. This will be no different, but Tesla has form in releasing product changes with the new product model years, such as the 2021 Model 3 refresh, when that initially introduced the black trims on the door handles and over the chrome handles, amongst many other changes at the time. I see Project Highland as being very similar to the changes made to the 2021 Model 3 refresh, but more on that in the conclusion. The rumoured price can probably be ignored. One, the price is within the domestic market of China, where we expect the first Highland models to be produced. Then, local market pricing will ultimately be determined by Tesla as it currently is. They will ultimately aim to produce the Model 3 at lower costs, but that does not necessarily materialise into passing those cost savings on, at least immediately. I would not automatically assume that a vastly cheaper Model 3 will be made available at this present time. So to conclude, expect more Project Highland rumours to ramp as we head towards the rumoured production date in just a few weeks' time. Don't automatically assume that every rumour is true. You can be hyped, but stay reserved in the outcome. And based on the internal dash leak, if that is true, the Model 3 could be marginally wider and longer, and this will provide more storage and internal space for passengers, not to mention more room to hold that bigger 66 kWh battery. But don't expect a massive change in the design aesthetics, subtle changes to the lights and the bumpers alike, and the new wheels, plus that new front bumper camera. Interior wise, I'm predicting it will be stalkless and yoke as an option only. The traditional steering wheel will remain as standard, but will incorporate a Model S-esque there's that tongue twister again, to include the buttons missing from the stalks, ventilated seats to match the new dash, and a rear screen for passengers. The vast majority of changes will be hidden from plain sight. It will be a reduction in parts and processes to enhance the manufacturing capabilities of the Model 3, and this will help give the Model 3 some wiggle room on price for the years to come. Remember, nothing is confirmed by Tesla at this point, and so none of the rumours may be representable of the final product. However, what do you think of my prediction? I'd love to hear your prediction if you have one, and was this video useful to you? Let me know in the comment section below. If you got this far in the video and you want to let me know you got this far, you can drop me the comment, The Real Project Highland, and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for the support. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends and family or anyone else that may find it beneficial. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.